Oh, you know it's about to go down after some dunking. We're going to be firing up a day in the shop. Long vacation, very nice and relaxing. Got a lot done. Let's get back at it in a minute. Oh, you know we got the dunking. You know we got a couple of things to do review videos on. There we go. Get this place opened up. Ooh, it's nice out this morning. A little cool for, well, I guess it's September 1st today. That's when I'm filming this video. September 1st, first day back after vacation. Had a great productive vacation. It was very nice. Hope you guys had a good week without me. The videos I made were either opinion videos or like the Corvette. I had like 5 different days I worked on it, 6 different days. I made it all into a 1-hour video. Hope you're enjoying that. That's today, actually. I believe it's playing. But anyway, here we are, getting the shop open up, right back at it where we left off. Quite a few cars out here. There's like 7 cars out in the parking lot holding work for me. That's good. Maybe I can work on something else other than the same 3 cars I've been working on for 6 months. We're gonna finish getting this place open up. I got a new Kaiweets borescope to review. I got some super clean products to check out, which you guys, I always use super clean whenever I got something grimy I gotta tighten up. They sent me a couple more things. We'll take a look at that in today's video too. You know how we do. We like to learn things, have fun, get people back on the road, and keep the lights turned on. Let's finish getting this place open up and get started. Stay tuned. Let's see what we got here. I think it's just going to be a couple of cleaning products. You guys have probably seen these before, so it's not that groundbreaking, but they make good stuff. We also got the Kaiweets articulating industrial borescope. I have the KBA01. This is a new version. So we're going to do a full video on this Kaiweets tool, and we're going to use it in our day in the shop when the need arises for a borescope. Ooh boy, look at that. Looks just a touch fancier than the earlier version. Looking forward to trying it out. Let's see how it comes powered. If it comes charged. Looks like it comes 100% charged, showing 107 degrees. Yeah, it's warm out. Not quite that warm, but it is warm out. Has memory card capability. You can take video and photo files, and you can upload them to a computer with a little adapter. So I think it'll take a micro card. And the side here, it has it in it, comes with it, charge port. That is going to be a cool little tool, I got a feeling. Everything else I've tried from has been good. Get the cap off of here. Oh, there I can see stuff. That's you guys. And my pretty face too, aren't you lucky? This wheel's kind of stiff, I'll tell you what. You hold it and there it goes. You can adjust the brightness, of course, like a lot of the other ones. I usually try to start at the dimmest brightness because some of these lights on these borescope cameras are so bright in a small space that will just all glow white. So it stays where you put it, so that's good. What's really cool about these is you can use them, like I watched Rain Man Ray articulate one down into a timing cover instead of taking the whole timing cover apart to see if there's a guide or tensioner problem. So you can actually not only use it to see things in a different space, but you can use it to steer it. Pretty cool. We're gonna play with it. Look at this beautiful 2021 Hyundai Sonata to start the week off. It's an AC comeback. I did evac and recharge. It says last week, but I wasn't here last week. Must have been 2 weeks ago. AC blowing hot again after recharge last week. 0 hours. Okay, well, let's take a look and see what's going on. It's only got 29,000 miles on it. You'd think it'd be under some kind of warranty. I don't remember the car. Maybe you guys do. I know one thing. I'm going to put the machine on it, see if it's low on refrigerant again. Oh my goodness, I need a vacation. I gotta put some dye in this thing and figure it out. And since our dye installer wasn't working, I gotta figure out why and fix it. So we can put some dye in it, and then we'll put some nitrogen in it. I gotta get this apart. The snap ring came off because this was seized in the bore. We'll get it fixed. Have to get the snap ring out of the way to get the socket on. But the snap ring isn't easy to get on and off past this, so like a lot of things, there's some dancing involved. What happened with this is it got overextended and jammed in the bottom. Right? Yeah. It was jammed and didn't work. And when I tried to unjam it, it all came apart. It's been that way for a while. I just keep getting by without it. Alright. I built this little nitrogen stand. It's actually made for oxygen, for somebody who's on an oxygen machine, for carrying portable oxygen tanks. I made it larger and made it so it could carry this with our nitrogen tank on it. I got it at 325 psi. Got my adapter on there because I don't know where the 1234YF fitting is what we bought this for, but I only have a 134A adapter on the hose. I can't find the other fitting, so I must have lost it. So I used my little adapter kit I got, and we got some pressure. I put some oil into the port and just opened the Schrader valve and poured it in because that tool, I can't get it to work. It doesn't thread now, so I used a little bit of that. I'm just wanting to find dye right now. See if we can find it coming out somewhere. We're going to let it sit for under pressure for a bit, and then we'll look around for dye. I'm going to have to disconnect this and listen with this up in the drain tube. There's no dye in the drain tube. That doesn't mean the evaporator's not leaking. Next ticket is the 85 Mercedes, and then the Prius has the ABS light on again. The one we put a used ABS module in. You guys remember, don't you? I got this shut down, and pressure is dropping pretty rapidly. Not easy to find, but it's definitely doing it. Get the blower motor out here, put our borescope in there and see if we can see the evaporator leaking. I can't find any leaks visibly. It's got to be in here, but I want to be 100% sure. Pretty easy blower motor to pull out. Whoa, that's crazy looking. Grab the borescope and see if we can see something. I'll tell you what, this new borescope, look at how long the lead is. If I can't reach where I need to reach with that thing, I got a problem. Can't tell you how many times I've said that. I'm gonna hunt around in here for a little bit, and then I'll show you what I find. Oh, maybe that was something I hit. I thought I saw something drip. I must have knocked something off. This wheel's kind of tight. Yeah, I'm knocking dust down or something like that. And there's the evaporator. Hope that shows up on camera. I see something I don't like right there. I was hoping with the pressure I've got in it now and the oil I added that I'd be seeing some oil, but these things don't always go as planned exactly. Hey, you know what? I could probably go in from the cabin filter too. Let's try that. It's actually harder to see the evaporator from the cabin filter. I thought it'd be easier. Not so much. That's unfortunate. Oh well, it was worth a try. I was hoping I'd get an easier view, but I'll pop the cabin filter back in there. We'll go back to the blower hole. And it looks like it's wet with oil on it. But I don't see a yellowing spot. Maybe I can stick my guy light up there. Let's try that. You know what? I'm gonna have to turn the light off for the camera. Try it really dim, see if that'll work. I don't want my light to fall into the hole. I'll try it completely off. And I'll get my big dye light. And a big dye light, I can't get up close enough to the evaporator. That's awesome. The little dye light's not strong enough. Big dye light doesn't fit up in there very well. I don't know if you can see the screen, but you see that on camera? It's not really a great picture, but everything I'm seeing in there is yellow. The evaporator's gotta be leaking. I really wish I could see the actual crack in it or something, but I'm guessing it's just not meant to be. That's a really good shot. Now, is the aluminum glowing yellow or what? Everything looks yellow in there. And you know what it is? This thing's leaking so bad that everything is yellow in the box. There's even a little bit of yellow. I don't know if you can see. I'll have to give you my glasses, I suppose, but I'll show you. Even looking at the blower case, there's yellow on the blower case. Hope that shows up. It's leaking in the evaporator. That's why I can't find it under the hood, and there's yellow everywhere in there. That's what we're going with. Look at this cream puff, 2019 Chevrolet Suburban. 5.3 liter power plant, 134,000 miles. When I brought up the scanner, it said 217,000 miles, but that's neither here nor there. Got a really bad misfire in cylinder 4. AutoZone said it's a bad injector. I don't know. Probably is. What do you think? It's got a P0204 and a P0300 random misfire code, and 4 is just not doing anything. So we can look at fuel pressure, see if it drops off when we turn the engine off. You can see how bad misfiring is, really bad. Like it's not even doing anything. So I'm going to bring up some fuel trim data, fuel pressure data, and we'll go key on engine off and see if the fuel pressure drops off. If it drops off, then that injector is dumping too much fuel. If it doesn't drop off, it's not dropping any fuel. We can even look in fuel injector data. That probably has that info. And then probably what we'll do is pull the spark plug out, see what that rascal looks like. If it's wet and angry or dry and sleeping. Wet control circuit status. Might as well bring them all up. Now let's see if it's turning it off because of a misfire. Nope, it is not intentionally turning off an injector. Unselect those. Now I'm going to bring up fuel pressure, fuel rail pressure, fuel rail pressure. All the fuel rail pressure I could find. And we'll go okay. Now this is the low pressure coming into the fuel rail. This is the high pressure. So we'll turn the key off and back on. And watch the fuel pressure and see what it does. We'll give it a minute or two. We'll see if it drops off. If it doesn't drop off, very heavily leaning towards injector, because P0204 means the PCM is upset about the injector circuit. It's not connected. Could be a broken wire or something like that, but 49 out of 50 times I find a bad injector. You'll ohm it out, it'll ohm open, just as if it's disconnected. Pressure's actually climbing because it's heat soaking, and the heat makes the fuel pressure go up. Sorry about the key chime. Key on, engine off, you can't stop it. So my next thing is go to cylinder 4, second cylinder back on the passenger side, get a look at the spark plug. Whew, freaking little adrenaline rush this morning. There's a lot going on. Let's see if we can get number 4 out of here. I think the parts are here for that 85 Mercedes. I mentioned that earlier. The Corvette just got towed back in. The guy said it stalled on him. So we got to do a Diag on that one. But they took the Suburban in as a waiter to figure out the misfire. If it needs an injector, you got to take the manifold off. In the old days, you could unplug injectors and ohm them out right here. But in this one, you can't. You have to go to the PCM connector and compare them at that connector, or pull the manifold off and compare them directly. You got to do it directly too anyway, because if it doesn't ohm good at the PCM, you still don't know if it's a broken wire or a bad injector. Although, like I said, it's usually the injector. All right, spark plug. It's definitely not rich. Looks like it was burning good at one time, but it also looks like that thing could even be original. It's hard to tell. It's an AC Delco. I'm guessing it's not original, but probably changed a while back. So we're heading towards an injector problem for sure, but an injector not opening rather than one sticking open, so it's electrically not opening. So we're gonna have to get some more time to ohm test the injector circuits and injectors and go from there. All right, got this soldered up. I took it out of the box and it was very used, but I'm guessing they test it or they rebuild them or something. So I soldered my wires on there. I put this cap on it, put a tie wrap around it like it was before. We'll get it in. We got to do a rear antenna on that 85 Mercedes, the window motor, rear antenna, and some sun visors. I'm not sure what it pays, but at this point, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to do what we have to do to make it work. That's soldered on, tie wrap, antennas here, visors. This car's going to be sweet when we're done. We got to sneak the motor in there. They want you to take the whole regulator out. If you saw the video where I took this apart 2 weeks ago. Reusable tire wrap holds the harness. Now, I want to say I remember the green being on the left and black on the right, looking straight down at it, but it doesn't really matter because it's eyelets on the other end. So what I'll do is hook it up, see which direction it goes, make sure it goes at all. And then I can reverse the eyelets if I need to. Just 2 Phillips screws right there. 3 bolts. And we'll see how it works. I'm trying black to black and green to green, but down, up. Alright, that's gonna work. Just got to go over these bolts. Sometimes these motors, the way, especially the way I did it, sneaking in and out without taking the whole regulator out, I got to make sure the bolts didn't kind of like loosen, because sometimes these gears don't mesh 100% even though it looks like it. So we'll go over all these bolts, make sure they're all tight, and get this door panel back on. Move on to the next phase in the operation. Door panel is quite intricate too. All the stainless trim, all separate pieces. Not like a modern car. It'd be plastic. Well, it's leather and plastic and carbon. It's like a fiberboard rear door panel like on a 55 Chevy. Same thing. That's an adjustment in the back, so I might have to play with the windows some more and make sure it's going up and down correctly. And this door panel has a slot. It slides down here, and it's got a bunch of clips. Some metal, some plastic. Very important that clip goes on, otherwise when you pull a door handle, it's going to pull the door panel instead of the door. This stainless piece I had to slide onto the door handles under this. Now this clip goes on. There it is. Piece of trim in the front, and the top and the back, and a screw in here. And the door stuff is done. Front cap's on. 2 little pieces in the back here. And I think the Suburban, they want to pull the intake off so we can ohm out the injectors. So we'll probably be back on that once this is done. This slides under this. This probably pops off, but since it will slide out from under it, why pop it off and just breaking it? I believe it's plastic. It might be tin with a plastic insert, but I'm not going to try to find out if it's going to break. All right, let's get on that Suburban. I like how they do this stuff too, pointing towards the spark plugs. Back in the day, they would have recessed it a little bit so that the nipple was supported underneath, and you have to really ham fist it to break them. But not on these. You just lean on that by mistake, reaching for something, broken. So don't lean on it. That's fine. It's a little better for the vertically challenged, taking the front tires off. Hide the bolt on. Come on, man, don't do that. Hard part of this is the harness is attached in the back, so you got to pull it forward a little bit and get it out of there. And if you can see it down there, but it's down there. I think there's one more in the back too. Okay. There we go. Try not to sink the ratchet all the way down so you can pop it back off easier. Otherwise, it sometimes doesn't fit out. Try to get back there to get that harness off. Holy moly, 612 bucks for a ratchet. You get all 3, orange or red, green, and blue for $612. Oh, Streamlight 285 they're up to. Good lord, I gotta hang on to my red Streamlight I got. That's what it used to look like. Now it looks a little worse for wear, but I've had that thing a long time. I think I paid $185 when I bought it, or $200 at the most, and I thought that was crazy. Now they're $100 more. Anyway, what I'm saying is Matco was here. You buy the toolbox for $12,000 or $14,000, you get a cart for free. That's a good deal. That's like the hardest part of the job, is the furthest bolt back on this side and those 3 push pins. They come out if you're patient and forceful at the same time. It comes right out. Now, I believe this is the culprit. So what we'll do is disconnect these connectors. Almost a couple of injectors. I don't need that screwdriver anyway. Oh, there it is. They're so noisy. Ohm these out before I go to lunch. Now, let's see. Instead of kilo ohms, regular ohms. Openly try it a few times to make sure. So that injector's no good, which is what we thought. And now we just got to get an injector for it. I didn't bother looking up injector specifications. What I'm doing is comparing it to a known good one. I know I had 2.5 ohms on the front injector, so if it doesn't have enough resistance, the computer gets real mad, turns it off. So hopefully it hasn't damaged the computer, but I know we got to put injectors on it, get the intake back on it, and see. Well, now I'm waiting to hear on a Silverado, so I'm back on this because I got all happy, put the door panel on as you saw. When I shut the door, the glass was too high. I didn't mess with any of those adjustments, so I had to have already been doing that. This should be the stop right here. So I put the window where it needs to be so that it'll shut correctly and it won't catch on the weather stripping. It's just a matter of moving this Allen and sliding it in the slot. So I just slid it further down so it would stop the glass from going too far up. Luckily it only takes about 5 to 10 minutes to get the door panel off, so. And I'm waiting to hear anyway, so I don't really have much to do. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the visors in. Should just be a couple of Phillips screws. I gotta see what's over there. There's a mount. There's no mount or anything here, so I hope they come complete. We'll see. All right, like everything Mercedes, it's not as easy as it looks. I think they charged the customer 0.5, thinking it was real easy. But there's a screw into here, and there's a screw into here, and there's a screw for the little catch thing, which we got new ones, so that's cool. And the mirror's got to come off because the screw's under there to get this off to get to this other screw. And these mirrors supposedly can be jammed on there pretty good. Yeah. If they're not rusty, they come off. See? It's easy. I gotta take these screws out. I should be able to get this piece of trim out of here, as long as they're not rusted or anything. The car that I watched the video on was like in England, and he had an English accent. Seemed like quite a lovely gentleman. So once I get these out, I should be able to get this piece of trim out so I can get to the other screw. And then the second visor is even easier because you got it all sorted out. The car he was working on was so rusty that he soaked the mirror in some rust removal stuff so he could put it back on. This was all solid rust and corrosion, so he soaked it for a day. Then it looked like new afterwards. Anyway, they're going to do a little labor adjustment on this thing. It's probably at least an hour anyway, I would assume. But it's not too crazy bad if things don't break while we're in here working on what we got to work on. This is the bracket. It's under the trim like that. So if it had like a pin, plastic pin that went in, then you could just take this screw out and go whoosh, sneak it out. But sneaking is not something Mercedes likes to do with anything. That's not so bad. Big cry baby. Come back from vacation, you cry even easier than you used to, Jimmy. Oh, just a piece of tape holds that, no big deal, don't worry about it. Now I can get it off. He's gonna have some sweet new visors when we're done. And even though it doesn't run good, it smells like fuel when it's running, and it feels like sometimes it has a little misfire. I think it's borderline fouling the plugs, it's so rich. But we're not doing anything with that. We're just gonna do the visors, the antenna. We already did the window motor under warranty. Look at that. I looked it up on YouTube, and people were telling you how to replace the visor by taking this screw out. If you can't figure out that part, that's a little silly. But this here, that was the one that was baffling to me. And like a lot of things, older cars, you don't want to force anything, so I didn't want to pry too hard. But the fact that these blind screws were hidden under a mirror that pops off, I would have spent hours trying to figure it out. That's what I'm saying. YouTube helps for that kind of stuff. All these screws should be adjustable, I hope. There's even an adjustable screw here for how hard this is. And this we definitely want to tighten up. Not too crazy tight, but you want it to stay put where it's at. And this has to be adjusted too. The screw here mounts the visor pin or tab, whatever you want to call it, clip. It should be really close there. Final adjustment will be after we get it all back together. I can put this trim up and we'll go to the other side. There's like a piece of hair here that fills the gap. So you don't see a big ugly gap. Nobody wants to see big ugly gaps. I know I don't want it. Huh. Don't worry, we're gonna figure it out. I was trying to put the screw in like this, and then I tried like that, but it was right like this. We got it. It's all about the angle of the dangle. Now this, that's a whole nother story. Neither light was staying in very well. That is what it is. I got my new clips. This is what the visor snaps into. I did salvage the little washers get stuck in the plastic because it's been compressed for a while. Throw it around a little if you need to. It's the only way it learns. Listen, man. Now I know this is going to stab my hand. It's the only reason it won't go in. It's waiting for that opportunity. And I don't, you know, everyone's got a job to do. So your first task when you get all this brand new stuff is to force screws past it. Because nothing fits like you would think it should. Oh my goodness. Hair tighter. I'm gonna wipe these down with some glass cleaner. Don't want them to fall in the customer's face. Even though we got them on eBay, it's still gotta be right. And of course the one screw is missing. So I had to find one in my toolbox that would work. And I think that'll be alright. I'm gonna button this up, put that mirror back, get on that antenna. One quick peek at this sweet, sweet visor installation. Got them adjusted just right. They stay up good, but they're not hard to pull down. It can be fine-tuned real easily, luckily. Got my glass closing nice, even with the window all the way up now. Everybody is going to be happy. It's a hard hour and a half, but we do what we got to do around here. Uh-oh. I don't think that's a factory antenna. Maybe it is. I don't know. Hard to say. Does it really matter what I think? Probably not. I'm going to say that's not factory. What is this stuff? There's bits of plastic and some kind of cover in there. Am I imagining that this was on here and it all broke off? And that's what that is? I could go show him. He's gonna say make it work. So that's what I'll do on my own. What do you think about that? Got a bracket. It's perfect. Looks like Felipe screws hold this in. Some pretty big ones too. Maybe not that big though. They look really big. That's why I brought both though. He's missing the grommet up top too, so this installation, between this, the visors, and the window motor working, you guys know what's coming, right? New call. Got a ground right here. Doesn't hold much of anything, I don't think. Got this lead, which is right chaw. That's the actual antenna part. This wasn't, oh okay, it goes there, and where I unscrewed it, dirt. 3-wire connector. Man, wouldn't it be awesome if it, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna have to cut the factory connector off, put it on the aftermarket one. I guess we'll have to see what wires do what. No instructions, and you guys know I love instructions, so we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it, we'll figure it out, probably, I hope. Well, the first problem I'm seeing, there's 5 wires. It's a 6-pin connector with 5 wires in it. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 are occupied. 3 is blank. 5 wires. The replacement one has 3 wires. Uh-oh. I'm not sure if I can make that work. I don't know why it has 5 extra wires. We have to look up, try to find a wiring diagram, connector pinout, see what they all do. Maybe we'll pick up some trash while we're here, wipe our hands. Gotta work clean, people. The original motor apparently was really expensive, so. Oh man, I went up front to ask him about the 5 versus 3 wire situation. And John sent something. Uh-oh, what did you do, John? What did you do, John? Uh-oh. Attached legal documents. Greetings from Washington. I'm not going to read the whole letter, but John and Joanne went away. Appreciate you, John. That's awesome. That is awesome. Look at that. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. This is good stuff. Appreciate the support, man. I'm gonna try to get this. Oh, that's hazmat. I didn't think that was hazmat. I guess it is. Penetrant oil. I gotta get work on this. It's starting to rain. I had to turn the car around. I don't want to mess up my hair. But thanks, John. I really appreciate you. And Mrs. John. I'm gonna look it up. I forgot already because I'm old. I'm senile. The senile part is taken over. John and Joanne. How could I not remember that? It's almost the same. John and Joanne. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you. It's nice knowing I got a lot of support out there, especially when there's a lot of turmoil and things just don't feel right. It really helps a lot. I hope I do the same thing for you guys, kind of make you feel like you're not alone, because things are hard. Anything worthwhile takes effort. If it's way too easy, it's probably not worth it, right? Back to work. I got a wiring diagram. Blue and white is antenna up and down from the radio. There's 2 other blue wires that are antenna switch, and then there's power and ground. So what you can do with this, with that 3 wire we're going to put in, the switch won't work anymore. The radio turns on, the antenna goes up. Radio turns off, antenna goes down. What the switch is for probably is if you're going to go in a car wash and leave the radio on, you can put the antenna down. Of course, nobody remembers, and that's usually how they get damaged. Let's get this together. Try to see if we can get it done before it rains. Had to get some of these at the Publix because they're getting dehydrated, I noticed. So, and they had them on sale at Publix. We went shopping with the bougie people at the Publix. We usually go to Walmart for groceries. So we took a cruise through Publix looking for some of that great fried chicken. And they had these on sale. It was like a BOGO for $2.20. Buy one, get one free, $2.20 or $1.10 each. That's not bad. You get them at a gas station, it's like $3. Gotta save money. Gotta save it somewhere. These are kind of small wires. I got some connectors. But those wires are a little larger, so I got to use blue, but that'll be fine. They'll crimp right down. Here's my wiring diagram. 3 blue wires. What I'm looking for is the blue and white, the red for power, brown for ground. So we should have no problem hooking this to this ground. I wonder if I can use his original bracket. If that fits on there, oh boy, that would be so cool. Look at this thing. It's got a spot for it right here. Wow. Now this had a pinch bolt that's stuck up in the motor. We're going to do it the other way around because this doesn't have a stud or anything, so, and you can't slide anything, so we'll try it this way. If it's too long, then I'll put the nut on the bolt, shorten it up a little bit, we'll see. And that feels pretty good. I'll pull this all off of here. This should go up through the hole in the fender, and this goes back on top. Give us a pretty decent seal. We can do the wiring afterwards. Look, we got plenty of it. I can wire it to the passenger seat if I want. That screw's gonna line up. Man, just gonna have a working power antenna, and that's the whole goal. And his trunk will be sealed. There was no gasket on there before. Now what I'm going to do is leave the 2 wires I don't need intact and leave his original connector in the car, just in case. You never know what the future holds. Someday they want to do a 100-point restoration. Get Bad Chad to make this thing ready for the Riddler. You never know what's going to happen. I'm sure those connectors aren't easy to find. We'll make it so they can, if they really need to. Now these wires are kind of thin, so I strip extra length off and double them over. I mean, these are literally for like 3 amps or so. Alright. Don't be silly now. And let me blow. Always give a little tug. This is my last one. And I'm going to turn the radio on. We're going to see if the antenna works. If it works, then all we got to do is button up our mess. I mean our wires. Let's see. I didn't tighten this yet either. Rename my channel Shiny Head Studios. Shiny Head Auto Services. Then we'll shut it off, see if it goes back down. Because I'm not sure if I should have the ground like that with what they label the ground here and the motor being grounded. Feeling like $1 million right now. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. This is a history report on this car. If you guys remember, I put the inverter assembly on it after we did the ABS to fix the ABS problems. We had a problem where it wouldn't start and drive. We changed that inverter assembly and it worked for a few hundred miles. Now this is the code. I brought up the history diagnostic report from let me see here, POA 78 POA 90, August 1st, 1 month ago. Not very long ago at all. POA 90. So today, we got the red triangle. I cleared the code and drove it up. Of course, not doing it. Today we've got a POAA6 hybrid battery voltage system isolation fault. Usually on these, the cables are defective and they'll be leaking voltage, so it can set this isolation fault. But the most common problem is either the hybrid battery or transmission. So we're gonna have to figure something out on these 250,000 mile cars so that it's fair for everybody involved. I think I worked on this car last time about 14 hours. I want to do right by the customer. If I did something wrong, then of course I own up to it and say, hey, I have to make this right. But when I don't own the car and I didn't do anything wrong, you know, picking up what I'm throwing down. So anyway, return to current diagnoses. Hybrid control. What I'm looking at in here is MG1 and MG2. Those are my two high voltage circuits on these. So I want to see what they think. And boy, I need a vacation, I'll tell you what. Inverter temp. MG1 carrier frequency control mode, MG1 gate status, MG2 frequency control mode and gate status. The one thing I can see that I'm not too crazy about is I got 5 kilohertz or 5,000 hertz, and I got 10,000 hertz. And this is on right now. It's not resetting the code, not putting a red triangle on. So I've driven around the building a couple times. We're going to see if we can get it to act up and try to figure it out for sure. But I'm doing a quick preliminary look at it to see where we're headed, and then we can discuss it and figure out what we're going to do. So it is the end of the day. As you can see, it's after 5. So it feels like I'm the Corvette's back too. I think I told you earlier it stalled on them or something. It doesn't start, or it starts and stalls like an immobilizer problem. That's what I'm thinking, but I have to look at it. I haven't looked at it yet. So it feels like I work on the same 3 cars for like months at a time. I don't, but it feels that way. We're going to try to get this to act up. We got parts coming for the Suburban. We're going to do that one tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll probably get a look at the Corvette and see what's going on with that not starting. You guys saw it running, and Jace did the tie rod ends and alignment while I was on vacation. And we'll get back at it tomorrow. So thanks for watching today, guys. I appreciate your company. Thanks again to John and Joanne sending out that gift, the Croyle. That stuff's really cool. Appreciate you guys. And did I ask you to torque the like button before you head out? It's really important. The algorithm loves that stuff. Leave a comment below. That's a long goodbye, because I'm going to miss you guys. But I know I'll see you again in the next video, right? At least I hope I will, because you're awesome.